1800FairOffer.com. Get a fast, fair offer in 24 hours.
Hey guys, this is Richard Still. I'm the Duval County representative to 1800FairOffer. That's Jacksonville, Florida. I want to tell you just a little bit about a deal that I just completed. It started out with an interesting letter from no other than Alex Youngblood.
Earlier this month I received an email from Alex, and by the title of the email, Nick Tish Licky, I was wondering if Alex had accidentally sent me something from his adult-themed collection. So I was a little concerned about opening the email, but then I scanned down and saw there was actually some info on a house in Jacksonville. I said that somebody owned the house for about 20 years and they wanted to cash out. I figured that sounded good to me, so I decided to check it out. I did a quick Google check and saw that it looked like a pretty nice house, and it's in a very nice neighborhood. I started checking out the comps, and it looked like properties were going for around $59 a square foot, but the renovated properties were coming in closer to $70 a square foot. So I used that $70 a square foot as a renovated number and came up with an ARV of $115,000. And since this house was in a really desirable location to investors, I decided to use 75% as my wholesale flip number rather than the typical 70%. I also guessed that repairs would be around $12,000 based on the conversations I had with the seller. Then I put in a profit goal and came out with a maximum offer price of $68,000. And if I could get the house for about $68,000, that'd be the lowest sale price in the area, and that would equate to about $41 a square foot, which would be next to the lowest price per square foot in the area. Then I talked to Nick to get a feel of his motivation, and he just had a bad tenant move out and he was sick of being a landlord. I asked how much he was looking for the property, and he came back with a kind of a weak request for $80,000. So I asked him if he'd do a better deal, if I could close quickly and come up with all cash. He said he was open to offers, so I figured let's go ahead and set the appointment, and I was going to meet him at the site. When we met at the site, I was doing my best to build rapport. Nick had a Yankees ball cap on, so I found that he used to live on Long Island, and I talked to him about the couple of years I lived in New York City. I also found out he liked motorcycles, and I used to ride, so we talked about that too. So I thought things were going pretty well. As we tour the property, you can see there's a nice family room with a fireplace. There's a good-sized dining room, but the kitchen needed a lot of work, as well as both bathrooms. But the house in general was in pretty good condition, and I figured my guess of $12,000 rehab wasn't too far off. Then we came down to talking about price. I came with two of the lowest comps in the areas to show him the prices of houses that needed a good bit of repair, and he accepted that. And then, as Sean Terry always reminds us, I asked,
Nick, now remember, I'm going to be paying all cash, so is that really the best you can do?
Nick was coming down a little in price. Then I reminded him again of all the benefits of working with the 1-800-FAIR-OFFER group. Here they are, we know all these advantages. And then it was like Sean was in my subconscious, and I just had to say,
come on, Nick, you're killing me. Give me your best price. What's the very, very best you can do?
Unfortunately, at that point, I was at about $65,000, and he didn't want to budge from $70,000. I told him I couldn't go that high and make my numbers work, so I'd have to look at some other houses in the neighborhood. I thought that'd get him on the hook. Well, he said he wanted to think it over and for me to call him back, and he headed on back to Gainesville. So I thought I'd lost the deal, but I'd call him back the next day, so I did call him back the next day, and when I called him back, of course, I said,
so Nick, we'll close fast, be all cash, be able to do this with no hassles. Is that the very best you can do? Well, that call did it. With that phone call, he agreed to $67,500, and we said we had a deal. So then, next thing I did is I put the info out out to my buyers list, and got a lot of response right away. Actually, the first guy that got hold of me wanted to meet me at the property, so I met him out at the property. He toured it with me, and he immediately said, I want to put a deposit down. And so that night, he sent a deposit, a non-refundable $2,500 deposit to my title company, and I was able to get a deal done. So guys, this just shows the power of 1-800-FAIR-OFFER. I never would have received this lead before. Nick was down in Gainesville. I'm up here in Jacksonville. He went online down there, saw something about 1800FairOffer, called the number, it got routed through Alex, and a few weeks later we had the deal done. I feel real lucky to be one of the beta testers of 1800FairOffer, because this is going to be an amazing system for us in the future. So anyway, all the best to everyone. Lots of deals. By the way, I have one more deal under contract that came through 1800FairOffer. Maybe I can do another video pretty soon on that one. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.